Section 13, Wind Energy Cap, subsection A, purpose. The purpose of this ordinance is to exercise the county's police power under the County Home Rule Implementation Act, Iowa Code Chapter 331 and Section 335.3. Subsection B, Commercial Wind Energy System Cap. The number of commercial wind energy systems, commonly referred to as wind turbines or wind farms, erected within the boundaries of Adair County shall be capped at a total of no more than 535. Subsection C, effective date. This ordinance shall be effective after its final passage, approval, and publication as provided by law. And today is the first reading. Okay, we'll go ahead and start receiving public comments. Anybody that signed up to speak, we will take those comments and we'll do like we always do, 3 minutes to speak, and I'll run the little timer and we'll go from there. And we received one copy of written comments last week. Have you received?
I haven't received any other ones.
Any other board members received written copies?
I have one from Ron Lauer and one from Sherry Kramer, both of them speaking against putting the cap on. Ron Lauer and Sherry Kramer.
And you turned them over to me?
No, I haven't. I just got them.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and get the timer going. Figure out how to do that. Okay. Let's see, Colleen, you took yours off.
I moved myself further down.
Okay. Kurt Bean.
Guess I'm for the cap on them. I guess we're in the participating area of them, and until you're involved in it, we're not participants. And with Madison County hold'em, we're going to end up getting pushed back and getting more of them in our area, and that's just, I guess, my deal on it. So.
All right, thank you. Joni Fink.
I would like to speak in favor of the cap on the number of industrial wind turbines in Adair County. I'll try to keep it short, as I believe you know where I stand on the issue. Enough is enough. Enough destruction of our county, of our environment, of our bats and birds. Enough destruction of our roads, of our farm ground, of our health, of our peace of mind. Enough. Enough ruination of our friendships, of our families, of our future. Enough of being coerced, of being misled, of being lied to. At the Union County public hearing regarding their wind turbine ordinance, Adam Jablonski from Mid-American publicly stated that the blades would be recycled when the turbines are repowered. He lied. They are currently cutting the blades into 3 pieces and burying them. They are not recycling. Less than 2 weeks ago, the Des Moines Register had an article that reported that Mid-American is repowering or replacing the blades of 1,215 wind turbines in its fleet. Folks, that's 3,645 blades that are being buried just from this repowering project. Let that sink in. 3,645 blades being buried until the next go-round. According to the article, now they say the blade material is such a composite that it isn't currently commercially viable to recycle. Also, according to the article, wind energy will create 1 million tons of fiberglass and other composite waste. This is according to the director of the National Wind Technology Center in Colorado. Let me repeat, 1 million tons. Wind energy robs Peter to pay Paul. We are destroying the environment in the name of saving it. We are destroying our county in the name of revitalizing it. Many residents who signed for these things regret that they did. We regret that they did too. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Okay, Colleen.
Guess I didn't go far enough down. I just want to publicly thank you again. I've thanked you before for considering this cap. And I want to add that for my part, I wished I would have known 10, 12 years ago just how aggressive Mid-American and Invenergy would be in this county. I probably would have been a lot more aggressive myself in not wanting these turbines in the county. I did not realize even at that how much these things would affect me and my family and the loudness and how close they are to our home. There's just no escaping what these turbines have done to our county and to the peace and quiet of our farm. So again, I'm thanking you for putting this cap on.
Thank you. Tammy Butler.
I want to thank you also and reiterate how important it is that we do this and do this right the first time. Because if not, they can't even get thousands in this county. They've got enough easements, I'm sure, to put more in, and they're trying to. Everybody says that there's no proven facts that turbines are not healthy. There are facts. We had a county resident that died in the tornado up there. For years, the meteorologists have said that the turbine farms interfere with the weather Doppler. If you go to the national government weather site and look at their Doppler, there are times you can actually see the static from the farms in Adair County. You look, even when there's no storms, you can see that on the national weather Doppler. Our county is in danger of not being protected by weather Doppler if there's tornadoes going through. We can depend on deciders during the day. What happens if tornadoes come through at night? We have no Doppler. We're going to have turbines in 3/4 of this county. We have a crane that is now back at a turbine that's been running for 2 months on one of our rental farms. Why is that crane back if the fact that there's not something wrong with the blades? I'm concerned. We have cattle underneath there. I'm over there today feeding cattle. The blades are still spinning, but that crane's back. Yesterday, my husband was combining on another rental farm. They had a drone going up and inspecting the blades on that turbine. That turbine's been running for 2 months. How many of these blades are bad, people? We've already had one in the area go bad. All right, there's proven facts that the throw-off from these blades travel more than a mile. That's why Germany recommends a 2-kilometer setback. How many people are within 1,500 feet or less than a half mile from these turbines? And if these blades are bad, it's a fact. We are endangering people in this county. If we've got faulty blades on these turbines are still spinning. I talked to someone here today at another farm. There's a drone inspecting those blades. This concerns me. So, yeah, and the throw-off is from ice too. We have a lot of blades that are along Cherry Street, along the Stewart Road. Fact, ice flows up, throws off those blades and hits people driving along the roads. People are gonna get killed. I'm concerned also on the 811 locates. If Mid-American doesn't come in and locate those very high power lines, we're gonna have people that do construction work are gonna die. It's not a blown water line. It's not your phone. It's not your internet that goes down. It's anybody within a distance of that hit line is gonna die. So people, this is safety. What's a person's life worth if this is all about money? Because it is about money. Because it does not improve the quality of life for the people who live around them. It endangers their lives. Thank you for trying to put a cap on this.
Matt Ott. Thank you. Bertha Mathis.
Thank you for having this public hearing here in Adair County. I am from Palo Alto County, and we have seen what Mid-American and Invenergy does there. They have just run over residents, just like they've done here. They have 170 wind turbines. That Mid-American has no human kindness. They are intolerable nuisances with it when it comes to the turbines and the noise and the infrasound and the effect it has on people. But the main thing I want to talk to you about today is decommissioning. Do you have decommissioning bonds? Because you have 535 capped, and our last report out of Minnesota is it costs $532,000 to decommission one. You're talking here $284,620,000 in your decommissioning cost. You've done that to the future of this county, and without a bond, you are subjecting this county to a $284 million cost. Have you gotten that much in taxes from Mid-American? Do you think Mid-American's gonna be around when these are decommissioned? Or do you think they're gonna say, oh, that's not our problem? So I just want you to think about these things. If you don't cap this, you are sending this county to hell. Thank you.
Thank you. Tanya Lamb.
Good morning. Thank you guys again. I love these girls. We appreciate it. I know all of you probably, and the majority of people in this room know exactly how I feel about these wind turbines. Well, let me put you to rest. I feel the same, if not worse. Our lives have been turned completely upside down by these things. I now live in the footprint of industrial wind. We have 7 practically on top of our home. Adam Jablonski stood in my garage and told me we would hear a slight whoosh whoosh. Who in the hell is he kidding? My home sounds like the Atlanta airport. We're no longer able to sit outside and enjoy the peace and quiet. You don't and won't understand it until you live it. On Saturday, October the 19th, I heard our neighbor's cows mooing for the first time in 30 days. We heard pheasants, and we even heard some geese. You don't and won't understand it until you live it. Our coonhound doesn't sleep outside at night anymore. Our cats no longer want to go out at night either. They're nocturnal. We find ourselves sleeping in our basement on a regular basis. We live in a brick home. You don't know and you won't understand it until you live it. For 3 weeks we had shadow flickering in our home. It started in our bathroom and our bedroom, traveled through our dining room and into our living room, then into our kitchen, and finally ending in the garage. This was about 30 minutes a day. Then in the evening, for the same 30 minutes, it traveled the reverse direction. It was like someone was turning the light switch on and off, on and off, on and off. I have a video that I would be more happy to show you so that you could understand it, but you don't and won't understand it until you live it. Ironically, I now have ringing and ear pain in my ears since these turbines have been up and running. Now I worry about what the infrasound is doing to me and my family. The World Health Organization has deemed these things a health risk. I don't know about you guys, but my circle of friends aren't doctors, professors, or scientists. Therefore, I feel pretty strongly there isn't one person in this room who is qualified or knows more than the 7,000 people from 150 different countries on that board who deem these a health risk. Page County, Iowa County, and Madison County are using Adair County as examples of what not to do. This is embarrassing. It's time for the non-participants to get their rights back. Lastly, I have a question. There's turbines going up by Interstate 80 that interchange with 25. I've talked to some landowners up there, and Mid-America's telling that they're experimental turbines. What are those?
Paul Aim.
I was kind of curious to see what other people were going to say today. So it's interesting considering a cap. It's like I'm curious to know what Mid-America's pushback is going to be to that, because I believe this whole thing's been, you guys have known about it for a long time. Back in 2015, Nick Kaufman came to a supervisors meeting and said, a lot of turbines coming in, rock shortage might be an issue. So you guys have known about this for a while. nothing got done. So here comes Mid-American in with their easements and their investments, and you guys didn't do anything. So I'm like, well, that's an interesting situation. It's like, I don't know. It's very, very interesting. I would ask the question more so of, do we want to put a cap? My question is, when are you guys going to start becoming the utility regulators for Adair County for wind turbines? Because I don't think you guys know anything about what's going on. That's your responsibility. And you know the state has thrown it down to you, to the county level. That's your responsibility. Experimental wind turbines, 12 of them are supposed to be 600 footers up in Arbor Hills, Southern Hills. I think most all of those are going to be 600 footers, which, okay. But where or when do we just get to know that? Can we just know what's going on? Where's the substation going for Southern Hills? Do you guys know that? No. It's in Orient. Will it be in Adair County? So they're scraping off something down north of the substation in Orient. What's going in there? So this is somewhere between $1.5 and $1.7 billion electrical generating plant that's now has come into Adair County. I mean, what do we do? Surwa, they have to go back and redig some of the lines because on a slope, some of the ground washes off. So the pipeline is now closer to the top of the ground. Well, won't that also happen to electric cables? And I hope I have been fair in the last 3 years with you guys, just going, what are we doing? Because I can leave, where most of these other guys are not. But somehow, something got changed. So I hope that they stop where they are. That's enough. People, neighbors, we don't talk to our neighbors anymore. I just shower you with encouragement. I don't know. Good luck.
Thank you, Paul. Rachel Swarhala? The maybe?
I am from Madison County, and what was mentioned already about other counties that are paying attention to what happens here, and what has happened here, it has made an effect on our county officials to pay attention to the extremes that can happen. And so, even though that might be a negative thing, it has raised awareness, and it has been helpful for other counties to pay attention to what corporate Mid-American is really doing behind the scenes. And so I would encourage your cap. Because that may end up being a positive thing that other counties can learn from and can benefit from as they then deal with Mid-American coming into their areas. And all this has been good education, so keep up the good work, and maybe you'll find other ways of reclaiming some of this lost ground that's happened.
Greg Beam, is it Beeman?
Well, I am Greg Beeman. I'm a longtime resident of this area of Greenfield. Grew up on a farm east of town, about 10 miles. And that family farm has been Oh, I don't know, since about 1962, so I suppose, 57 years or whatever it is. It's been a long time they've been in the family. I come to this as, wanting you to keep a cap on it. I'd like to see that cap be forever. I don't want to see another board come in and remove the cap and be right back where we're at. I too believe that this is a ruination of the county. I think that it has ruined the landscape of what once was a beautiful area. I was at this meeting a year or two ago when there was the room full of people, and I'm trying to warn you that this is going to put neighbors against neighbors, and I do believe that that has happened. I also am very concerned, although I don't know that there's been a lot of ground sold lately, but I'm very concerned about what the value of the farmland in Adair County is going to be. You have to understand, we're basically part-time residents. We also own homes in eastern Iowa, and my whole life I wanted to work, come back here to retire, build a home, and to that end, before the turbines come, when my father passed away, we started cleaning up the farms. We started in preparation of building. With that goal in mind, we also wanted to bring agritourism to the county. Now with all the turbines, we can see, I believe, about 75 from the top of our driveway. I feel sorry for the Oxleys and the Lambs and other residents in the country that have the turbines right on top of them. Our closest one is just under a mile away from us, and it is still a noisy beast when the wind is out of the west. Again, with agritourism, we use our land as much for recreation as we do for farming, which I do farm. But I can guarantee you that that takes the joy right out of trying to sit down in the river bottom and go deer hunting. When you have to listen to the turbine, the jet engines flying over that doesn't go away, rather than the birds or anything else that you're trying to find peace and that peaceful experience out there. I can't imagine what it's like for the ones that have the turbines right on top of their homes. And if they're going to try to sell their home and get out of here, who wants to buy it? You can't tell me that this land value isn't going to go down. Mid-America come to me twice. I'm a non-participant landowner. They came to me twice, and I turned them down twice. I just can't even imagine who wants to buy some of these houses or this ground when they know that they have to put up with that. So therefore, supply and demand, the demand's going to go down, the price is going to go down. And I think that you're going to find that nobody, there will be a point where somebody will buy, but I don't know if that's going to be 40% less, 60% less. When we have land values go down, then the tax rates should go down. Not that maybe they will, but there should be less money coming into the county because of that as well. So, anyway, these are my concerns, and I'm very disappointed in what we see now. And I hope that you do the right thing and keep the cap on. Thank you.
Thank you. Lori? Okay, Lori.
Well, I guess, obviously, I am in favor of the cap. I'm in favor of you capping it at the 532, not bumping it up and giving them that option. I would love to see you amend it. Just, let's stop it where it's at. Let's not round up. There's no need to round it up. I think you guys just need to be more diligent in that. And I guess I want to speak to your legacy that you guys have left the county. This is the legacy of this Board of Supervisors. This is the legacy you've left the children and grandchildren of this county. At some point, the almighty dollar
cannot rule everything we do. We're not making any more land, people. This is it. This is what we got. And when you pollute it, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy you're leaving. So would love each of you to look at me in the eye, Mr. Shelley, and understand this is your legacy that you left your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. They have to live with this. And, when people don't want to stay around in this county, because of that, that's a sad state. And so I'd love to see you amend that back to the 532. And I'd love to see you make this a 100-year cap so that the next board that comes on who's greedy doesn't change it.
Thank you. Harold and Wava Seelan?
Thank you for the opportunity to make y'all pass.
Okay, thank you. Jane and Greg Cooper?
Hello, I'm Jane Cooper. My husband has been to a number of these meetings. He's talked with a number of the people here. And the supervisors were told, and thank you again for having this meeting. This is a very difficult meeting for you. But you were told that they were noisy. You were told that there was health effects. You were told, and you did not listen. I don't have any facts. Thank you for the ones that brought in the facts. It's very interesting, and it's nice to know that what you were told was the truth. And with the downcast eyes, you have not looked at the speakers. I've been sitting in the back watching you. And it is a hard meeting. I know that. But Adair County is in crisis. We've been here for about 16 years, moved from the city. We didn't stay in the city for reasons of noise, lights, crime, etc., friendly neighbors. We moved to the country, and we are in the boondocks, people. And now at night, we have flashing red lights all the way around us, and thank goodness we're not like the Oxleys. They're not right on top of us. But I didn't want to live next to an entertainment area. We have noise when the wind is in the right direction. I don't like it. We have gravel trucks going that have destroyed the roads around us. And heaven help you if you go around some of the curves when those gravel trucks are loaded and going to a site. They take the whole road. That's not what we moved here for. This is not what we want Adair County to be. And like was brought up about the legacy, what are they going to do with all the worn out blades? What are they going to do when the motors go out? And I'm not mechanical, I'm not electrical, I don't know the correct terms. Are they just going to stand there like skeletons for the future? The Indians named this Iowa, beautiful land. And our county is no longer beautiful land. It looks like a construction site. It's going to get worse. And that's not right. We don't even get the power from these things. They're destroying the ground underneath, the air above, and don't tell me that those blades don't affect our weather, the Doppler, the TV, the cell phones, the birds, much less the cattle and the animals on the ground, our hearing, our health. You cannot go from Edwards Corner into Fontanelle and not have static on your radio from the old electric lines. Now look what we've got. I vote for the cap. And like the last lady said, let's keep it where it is. We don't need any more. Mid-America can go put these things in their backyard. Leave us alone. Thank you.
Rodney. I can't say that. Is it Mon? Moss? Mon. Oh, Ron Mon. Rodney Mon. Yep.
He left.
Oh, he did. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's it for our speakers that signed up then. Anybody on the board have anything?
I do have something to say. I feel for you people. I don't know if there's anybody here that has turbines. I do feel like you got sold a bill of goods, but when you got sold that bill of goods, it affected everybody that has to live around these. And at times, I am ashamed to have been a part of this board and what has happened. I will reference, I have seen Tanya Lamb's beautiful home. I have seen that shadow flicker, and it is like somebody standing there, like she said, at the light switch. On and off, on and off, on and off. All you can think about is shutting that light switch off. I will reference a picture of the Beeman's home that they live in now. And when you look at that picture, that huge turbine that is almost a mile away from their house, makes their house look like a little matchbox with this great big giant popping out of the middle of it. There's a row of turbines a mile from my house. There's only one of them turned on, but I can hear it. For those of you that say they don't cause health problems, I have known the people that are surrounded by these things all my life. And I don't know about some of the health problems that they are portrayed to cause. What about mental health? The mental health of these people that have to realize they've worked their butts off their whole lives to pay for what they've got. And it's ruined. What they saw as their retirement or their home, it is ruined. They don't have it anymore. And you run into them and they're telling you about it and they cry. And I'm talking men and women. It has made them sick. And Matt Odd, I called you the other day because my cell phone didn't work and you told me not your problem. Yesterday, I got a phone call about my brother. He had a stroke 5 years ago and I have him up at Stewart at Beacom Apartments. I didn't get the phone calls they were trying to get to me because my cell phone no longer works. He had fallen and laid there for 12 hours. They tried to call my brother. He lives down the road from me. He didn't get the phone calls either. When they finally got through to me, I tried to call my brother 6 times. Want to look at my phone? Go ahead and look. Then you go look at his phone. It didn't even register on his phone that I was trying to call him. My brother laid there with nobody with him while they were trying to decide if he needed to go to the hospital, if he had a broken arm, if he had head injuries. So don't tell me those things didn't cause my phone not to work, because it worked a year ago and now it doesn't. And I asked you about that and you told me no, and you contacted your professionals, and there's no way those are causing the interference with the internet, the telephones, the TVs. I do feel like now we need to do what we can do to correct this. I feel for you people that have bought land and think you ought to be able to use it for what you want to use it for. But how would you feel if somebody moved in there and wanted to put a shooting range, a motor course, a racetrack, a rendering plant near your home and destroyed what you want to be your peace of and quiet and life? It's time for it not to be here. And what's here is going to be here. And as far as the decommissioning, do we have a clue? I don't think so.
Thank you, Jody, for all you've done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
I think all of us have had an awakening. We realize it's worse than we thought it would be. I just have to live it.
I'd like to have the secretary write in that I have no comment, because I'm under contract.
Okay, is there a motion to close the public
I'll
hearing?
make a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 31.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Steve abstains. Okay, is there a motion to waive or schedule the second and third readings?
I'll make a motion to waive the second and third readings.
Is there a second?
Awesome.
Any more discussion on that? Do a roll call. Myself, aye. John Twombly.
Aye.
Dave Holman.
Aye.
Jody Hoadley.
Aye.
And Steve Shelley abstains. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we will consider the resolution for ordinance number 31B. Resolution 2019, and it'll be whatever number we're at for this part of the year. Approval of ordinance number 31B, an amendment to ordinance number 31, assessment of wind energy conversion property. Whereas the Board of Supervisors of Adair County, State of Iowa, after public notice hearing as prescribed by law, and whereas the purpose of the ordinance is to amend number 31, assessment of wind energy conversion property, by adding an additional section to exercise the county's police powers under the County Home Rule Implementation Act, Iowa Code Chapter 331 and 335, subsection 3. Therefore, the board hereby adopts ordinance 31B with the ordinance to be effective 0 days after the final publication, so on the date of publication of said ordinance. Is there a motion to approve the resolution and associated ordinance?
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? We'll do a roll call vote. Myself, aye. John Twombly.
Aye.
Jody Hoadley.
Aye.
Oh, sorry. Dave Holman.
Aye.
And Steve Shelley. Okay. The ayes have it, and we will now publish our amended ordinance, and it'll be effective with the cap. So thank you, all you guys, for coming out and